Hello friends, in this video I'm gonna demonstrate how to play this game I'm calling Seven Pairs. Um, Now an important thing about this game is that it has an optional rule and I'm gonna describe the optional rule as well. But the basic idea of this game is it's a lot like nine ball in that you work through the balls in numerical order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as I'm showing here. The difference is you work through them in pairs. So you go through the yellow, blue, red, and so on. So in order to make points in this game, of course in nine ball you don't make points, but in this game you do make points. There are 7 points for each pair, 1 point for each pair. So on your turn, if you get the 1 and the 9, meaning the yellow balls on your turn, both of them, then you get a point, and so on and so on. So there's a maximum of 7 points. In reality, it's very hard to score points, so I expect, you might win a game with just 2 points or even one. But it seems quite unlikely that all the points will be scored. So keep that in mind. Another thing is that the game gets easier to score points towards the end, so don't really expect to make points on the first couple pairs. It's all right. Now there is an optional rule, and I'm going to bring up the image for the optional rule, which is right here. And I'll come back to this a little later, but for now, I just want to start playing a game so that you can see how the game works. And I'll begin. We just did a break. And so the breaker gets to choose uh, well, anyway, both players are working through the same colors, okay? So I'm just going to start and see how far I can get. So we start off working on the yellow, and it looks like I have an easy shot and pretty easy shot. So this actually might make a point. And just as a side note, I in this video game I tend to take a couple shots on the same ball, so don't I'm not very good at this video game. Okay, so that was a good first point. And I'm gonna go ahead and give that player, say that was the right hand player, I'm gonna give that player a point. Okay, now of course he gets to continue, and he's gonna continue with the blue. And let's give the blue a shot. Okay, that was good. Now it doesn't appear that I have a very good shot on the other pair. Now, when when a pair is broken up, or in other words, it's half broken and the other player comes to take a turn, I call that a broken pair. And so I'm just going to take this shot here. And now that was perfect. There's nothing wrong with that shot. If you notice, I left the blue ball broken. So the blue ball is a broken pair, but also because I pocketed that that other ball will eventually be broken. So I've kind of like broken 2 points will not be scored already. So nobody's gonna make a point off the blue ball, and I don't know what color I just dropped there, but no one's gonna make off a point off of that either. Maybe it was the pink striped ball. Anyhow, when you leave the table broken like this, in the optional rules, you have an option to move the nine ball around, and I'll explain that a little later, but I'll just skip it for now. And so I'm going to continue. The next player is going to continue. This is left-handed on the blue ball with no real shot. Of course, you have to hit the blue ball as usual. Now this is the right-hand player, and maybe I can go for that corner pocket. Oh, very close. Let me take that over with just a little more power to get it in there. Oops, and that didn't do it either. All right, so that was right-handed. I'll just continue. And this will be left-handed. Now, when you're working on a broken pair, the idea is to get to the next pair, because you can't make a point. You can't make a point off of this broken pair. So that was, let's say, right-handed, and this will be left-handed. Okay, so we've completed that broken pair, and now I'm on the three ball, which is red. So I'm working on the red pair, and I'm gonna try to make a point off of these, off of the red. It should be possible to do if I make this second ball. So I'm halfway there. I'll be playing. This is right-handed, I believe. Let me see if I could get this guy in. Let me try that again. Okay, well I missed that again. So this will be a broken pair. This will be left-handed, and just to demonstrate the rule, when someone leaves a broken pair, they well, I'll save it for later. But as you can see, these pairs get easier towards as the game goes on. So since I finished the red pair, now I'm on the pink. But remember, we accidentally pocketed that stripe earlier, so we still have to finish off this pair, but it will be a broken pair. In other words, no one will score a point off of it. Let me see if I could hit it. Oh, okay, so I missed, and that's a foul. So it's the other player's turn. Typical as usual, they'll get ball in hand, and let's just pocket this 8-ball with the idea of working on the orange next. Okay, not bad. So now I'm on the orange, and nobody got that point. So we're still at 0-1. See, it's a very low scoring game. In general, most games will be low scoring. Now, I think I'm left-handed right now, so I'm going to play this as left-handed, and let's just get that point. So that's going to give the left-hand player a point, and so now we go on to the green, which is the next pair. Now, let's see what I could do with the green. We're tied at 1-1. Not a great shot here, but let's just give it a shot. Okay, that missed. Now the other player comes in, and let's see if they could finish that off. Go easy on the power there. Oh, what happened? Let me do it again. A little more power. Okay, good. So I guess I'm on the right hand. That was the right hand, and this will be a right hand for a point. And there you go. Okay, so right hand got that point. Let's give him that too. And so the right hand player is in charge of this game. Let's see if they could finish off the brown. Okay. And this will be, if they make this will be the end of the game. Okay, so now the game is technically won here because the other player cannot, this is a broken pair, so this shot is not a point. Now, I want to point out that in this game, the black ball is not used except to break a tie. So the black ball will break a tie. If it was 1-1, this player would be, shooting on the 8-ball to win the game. But it's only used as a tiebreaker, so keep that in mind. Now, the rule is if the 8-ball gets pocketed early and there's a tie, well, then you got to remember who pocketed that 8-ball, because the person who pocketed the 8-ball will actually be the loser because they sort of scratched the 8-ball. So you can end up with the tie in points, but the tie will be broken one way or the other. All right, now I'm going to play another game, and I'm going to try to demonstrate a little more what happens when you leave a broken pair. So this is the optional rule of the 8-ball. Now, if I come back over here, what I want to show in here is that when you use this optional rule, when you position the 8-ball, you cannot block the broken ball or the broken pair. You can block the next pair. So in this case, the guy's working on the orange 5-ball, and the next pair will be the green. So I can position the 8-ball to block the green pair, but not the current pair that he's working on. That's what I'm trying to show in this image. And the rule is you cannot place the 8-ball between the broken ball and the cue ball, and you cannot place the 8-ball beyond the beyond the broken ball. So in other words, this green area to the left is prohibited, but this is what I show as the brown area here is where the 8-ball is allowed to be positioned. And you can see that the 8-ball is used to block this 6-ball from that corner pocket, which is a very likely upcoming shot that the opposing player will want to make. All right, so back to the game. I'm going to play a little bit more here and see if I could get into that scenario and show how that would work. All right, so I made the yellow. I'm going to automatically, I'm just going to well, I made it. So let's go on to the blue. So that's going to be 1 point for the right, and I'll quickly reset these scores real quick. Well, 1 point for the right, so we're on a new game here. And now I'm working on the blue. Looks like I got a shot here. Pretty good shot. And looks like I've got no shot on this blue, but let's just see if I could hit it. Okay. So there, I left a broken pair. What that means is I can place this 8-ball according to the optional rule. Now, I cannot block this striped blue ball, and I cannot put the ball beyond it. So I can't, for example, block this hole, and I can't block this. But what I can do is do something to block these red balls, or my goal should be to block the next pair coming up, which is the red ball. And since I can't put it beyond this blue ball, I have to put it somewhere over here in this region, which is not all that helpful in this shot. But I'll just put it here to sort of hopefully block this red ball. And this is all assuming that the player will make this shot on the blue ball, but they might not. Okay, so you see there, they did not even make the shot, so my positioning was in vain a little bit. Now, I'll continue. I think I'm the left player. Left player shooting on the red. I got the first first half there. Now let's see if I could complete this point. Okay, I missed. I left a broken pair, so I get to position the 8-ball. I cannot put it anywhere in here, but what is the next pair after the red will be the pink. So I want to do something to make the pink difficult, and it looks like he can get a shot on this pink one down here. So I'm going to place the ball right there, and let's see what happens. He should make this red pretty easily. Okay, that wasn't great. Let me do that again. Okay, so he did make the red. That's this is the left-hand player, and he moves on to the pink. So see, I was able to block his easy shot on the pink there, and he has a much more difficult shot on this stripe. Well, let's just take that shot and see what happens. Okay, nothing. So we're still at 0-1. Let me see if I could demonstrate another example of blocking using the 8-ball. Okay, that was an easy shot, and this is a much more difficult shot. Okay, so I left a broken pair there. I can position the 8. Well, it is a good chance that he'll make that 8, and then he'll move on to the orange. So I cannot put the ball here. I cannot put it over here, but I've got lots of options to block an orange ball, and I think right there would be a good block on the 8-ball. I'm gonna assume he's gonna make this, and maybe that was a little too hard. Let me take some power off. Okay, so see there, I was actually able to block his. It's not an easy shot, but I did block his shot on this orange, on the striped orange, which makes it a little harder on him. I think he has a shot in the corner pocket here. Let's give that a try. Okay. He didn't make it. He almost made it. But let's give it a little more power and see if I have better luck. One more time. I want that orange ball to drop. Oops. Okay. So that's not going to drop. Anyhow, I think that demonstrates pretty well how you can use the optional blocker rule. I think it makes the game harder. It gives it a little unique twist. And it was always my intention to have this rule as part of the game, but I decided to make it optional because it is a little bit different. And I think for I don't want to say beginner players, but to make the game a little easier, um, you can play it without this optional rule. All right, so that's basically everything I wanted to show. Again, um, that this game is called Seven Pairs. You work through the pairs and you can get a point for each of the pairs. It's difficult, but it's a challenging game. I think it's a really fun two-player game, and you can play this on a coin-operated bar table because it really is one rack of balls, and it's a good value game because you get to work through all the balls and scratching the 8 ball doesn't end the game. You could play without the 8 ball, but the 8 ball is necessary to rack the balls and break the balls. So um, anyhow, that's my game. It's called Seven Pairs, and I hope you enjoy it. If you do, leave a comment on this video or on the Reddit page. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you.